What's the haps, WWE Universe? I am Sam Roberts, the last professional broadcaster, and welcome to the official Mattel Creations WWE live stream. Hey, thank you for joining us today. Last year, we all received the new generation arena, the very first Mattel Creations crowd-funded product. We unlocked every tier. Early backers like myself got the Macho Man announcers pack. We got the ring, the amazing light-up entrance stage. We got Doink. We got Diesel. It was such an incredible moment in action figure history. We couldn't wait to see what the Mattel team had up their sleeve for the next crowdfund campaign. And guys, last week, we found out what that is. For those new to the campaign, we're going to talk about everything today. Not just the crowd-funded item itself, but there are multiple tiers. And every tier is going to be an action figure. And knowing the guys at Mattel, I know that every single tier is going to be an absolute banger. And speaking of bangers, from what I hear, we also may have a very special guest here to talk about a certain item. We got people already in the live feed. I can see you guys watching. M. Drake Club, TAF official YouTube channel, Jay's Toy Collection UK, Squishy Cat, Vamshi Chris, Matt Cardona, Alex West Collectibles. We see you. And we're going to answer some questions throughout the live feed, plus have a live Q&A after everything's been revealed. So toss your questions about the campaign into the chat. But hey, that's enough from me. Let's bring on Steve Ozer from the Mattel team to reveal the second WWE Mattel Creations crowdfund campaign. Welcome, Steve.
What's up, Sam? How
Thanks
you
for
doing?
having me, man.
Yeah.
Steve, for those unfamiliar with our Elite Squad videos, tell us, what do you do here at Mattel?
Well, I'm marketing here at Mattel for collector action figures. So my job essentially is to ensure that we produce the action figures that you guys want to see. Not just action figures, but play sets like the item that we're talking about today. But before we talk about this item, I've got a question for you, Sam.
Ooh.
How much did you love the Monday Night War?
I mean, it was maybe my favorite era of all time. Think about how amazing it was to see WWE and WCW competing. WCW actually getting those 83 weeks where they were on top of the industry in an unprecedented way. And we got to see it all through this Nitro stage that is part of this crowdfund campaign. I mean, I remember when you showed this stage at San Diego Comic-Con and everybody stopping by and wanting to know how they could add it to their collection. We're finally there, man.
Yeah. Well, after the massive support for the new gen arena, we knew our next crowdfunding campaign had to be as big as the Monday Night War. We spoke with fans at Comic-Con and WrestleMania, brought in some displays, listened to your feedback, and are excited to give you the details of the Ultimate Edition WCW Nitro Stage and answer all your questions.
Yeah, I remember seeing this myself up close at Comic-Con for the first time, and I was already sold on the idea, but Steve, it's like they say, the devil's in the details. This is Ultimate Edition, which means that this stage is as authentic as it gets. Can you walk us through this incredible Nitro stage?
Well, Sam, I could, but lucky for everyone out there, I've got the designer of the Nitro entrance stage right here with me, the mad scientist of Mattel, Mike Kadile. Mike, join us up here. All right, welcome.
Hey.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Welcome to the live stream, Mike. Can you tell everybody watching at home what you do here at Mattel and how in the world you created such a perfect Nitro stage?
Okay, so guys, I build a lot of the things that I personally want to see as toys. So I do a lot of the high-end robotics, the crazy ideas, floating Baby Yoda cribs, you name it, I make that stuff happen. But when it comes to WWE and items like this has been in the works for 7 years. And prior to this, I was a toy inventor. I became a toy designer here at Mattel. And putting like 25 years of experience into something like this to give you guys the most realistic WCW entrance stage is a dream come true because it's actually happening. We're actually making this thing hopefully a reality. And that to me is like my biggest, this is like one of my biggest loves of this whole brand.
I can't believe the details that you got into this with all the LEDs from head to toe. And as much as I love robotics, I love soft goods just as much. There's soft good banners coming down here. It's incredible.
Yeah, we didn't stop at the details, man. I mean, when it came to like me putting this thing together, it was the steel grating tech, the paint on it, the scaffolding, the lights, the light tunnel, even those little light boxes. If you look at some of the WCW old matches, you just look at those boxes. I wanted to make sure that they were the same kind of black boxes with LEDs. I also wanted you guys to feel like you guys were a roadie when you're building it. Running the cables through the scaffolding like they had to, just making it all a part of, the build experience for you guys and the authenticity that it is now. But yeah, and also it's point being too, guys, I know you guys don't have, this thing is huge, right? The amount of room that this thing takes up is a lot. But I wanted to let you guys know that with a few couple clips changes, we can break this down and put it on one of the back panels so we can actually make it about 10 inches in front to back, and that should fit on a shelf in your house. Yeah, we make it that you guys understand that we know space is limited, but we also you're forward thinking like that as well.
I told you this when I saw you earlier this week, but like one of the things that I really appreciated about this was that there were details on here that I went back and I was watching old Nitros and watching the entrances. And there were details that I saw on the stage that I didn't necessarily notice watching. They weren't in my mind's eye watching as a kid, but as I watched, I said, like the black bar lights that would come up and just the level of detail. I mean, how many episodes of Nitro did you have to go through to pinpoint all this?
So once I started diving into it and getting some assets from both Steve and from Bill Miekina, like they were sending me stuff, and then I got hooked and I started watching it. And I watched hours, kind of like, and then I would stop, photo grab it, and like screen grab the thing, and then I would zoom in and make sure like, okay, I have to have this many lights here and this many lights here, and it became an obsession. Let's just say that, for detail. And I'm a sucker for authenticity because, to me, if it doesn't look real and you can't put your figure in there and you can't stand back and just kind of get lost in that nostalgia, like, then I haven't done my job, right? Like, I want you to look at it and be like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of that one moment. And I don't have to like, I got to finagle something here or this. No, you put your figure on there, you're gonna relive, man. You're gonna relive.
I mean, any of us that grew up during the era, this is the play set that we all dreamed of. You did such a good job on it. Thank you, Mike, for breaking down the stage for us. We're gonna see you later for Q&A at the end of the stream.
Absolutely.
For sure. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So cool.
All right, so now to talk about the Ultimate Edition Rey Mysterio, let's bring on the mastermind behind the designs of our Elite and Ultimate figures, Bill Miekina.
Woo!
Ow!
All right, welcome, Bill. The sheer amount of WWE figures you do in a year is incredible. Tell us about your passion for this business and how that translates so well into designing action figures.
I'm very lucky. I'm one of the few people that has the privilege to design their own collection. I collect WWE action figures, and I'm also so when I was hired as a designer, I knew that I wanted good stuff for my own shelves to place and pose on the shelves. So it's really incumbent on me to make sure that the product is as good as possible, because if I have a bad WWE action figure collection, it's my fault, and I don't want that. So yeah, and I try to make sure that that when you spend money on our product, it's like you feel like you're getting a lot for your money. And so that's why we pack it with detail, with soft goods, with full accessories, with trying to recreate the outfits and the gear worn as much as possible. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I don't know if I'd want anyone else to do it besides me. Maybe I'm selfish that way. But.
You don't trust anybody to do it but yourself. I love that. Can you Can you tell us about the figure that comes with the Nitro Stage when it's unlocked at 5,000 backers?
Sure. When this is unlocked at 5,000, it comes with the Rey Mysterio figure based off of his debut on WCW Monday Nitro. I remember watching Monday Nitro back in 1996, and just when Rey Mysterio popped up on the screen, it was like amazement. It was like I'd never seen anyone like that. Just like the stuff he was doing was like it was almost violating the laws of physics, just with how fast and how he could change direction in midair and just pull off some of the spectacular moves. So I was a fan from the go. And I always loved the debut outfit that he came on with the distinct pink, black, and silver gear. So we decided to include him as the figure included with the set. And the figure will include what you see here, along with alternate head, an alternate set of hands, and then also this really nice entrance jacket that he came out with his early Nitro appearances, including a recreation of the design worn on the back. A lot of time watching the Peacock Network just to get the right artwork reference on that, but well worth it to recreate what you see here.
Yeah, it's amazing what you do. Even though Rey is masked, it's amazing what you can do with a head scan to really bring out the detail. Steve, can you explain to anyone who's new to these crowdfund campaigns what you mean by 5,000 backers?
Sure. Well, backers are you, the WWE Universe, our passionate collector community. And as backers, you're essentially in control of whether or not amazing items like this can become a reality. To make this Nitro Stage a reality, we need a minimum of 5,000 backers to be able to move ahead with production. So at 5,000 backers, the item moves ahead and you get the Nitro Stage and Rey Mysterio Ultimate Edition action figure. We also have several unlockable tiers that give you even more value as the item gets more and more support. Tier 1 unlocks at 7,000 backers, Tier 2 unlocks at 9,000 backers, and Tier 3 unlocks at 11,000 backers.
Last year, that Macho Man, the early backer exclusive, really pushed the offering over the top. All of us in a frenzy tried to get it. Steve, I've got to ask, are you guys offering an early backer exclusive for the Nitro Stage?
We will be offering an early backer exclusive. Like you said, last year it was early backer madness, ooh yeah, with that Macho Man. For this year's early backer exclusive, Hulkamania is gonna be running wild, brother!
Oh, I'm getting charged up. Bill, give us all the details of this brand new Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan figure, dude.
Well, it's going to be hard to follow an introduction like that, but I'll try. The Hulk Hogan will be based off his appearance on WCW Monday Nitro, which includes the trademark red and yellow gear he wore when Nitro debuted, along with the cloth goods shirt, with the bandana, two bandanas interchangeable, 2 sets of cuffs, and then also an updated version of the world title that he wore, which includes the center plate sculpting has been slightly modified to match exactly the appearance of the center plate in 1996 on WCW Monday Nitro. And then in addition, he will come with a bonus soft goods shirt. This one will include the Velcro opening and closing at the front so that you can do the trademark, pulling of the shirt, which I'm not going to do because
you're not going to rip your shirt off. I thought you said you were excited, Bill. Let's get that shirt off.
Yeah, but I don't quite look like Hulk Hogan under my shirt, sadly. But you can recreate that on your action figures with the shirt, the shirt with the Velcro opening and closing scene here.
And that's a brand new head sculpt on the Hulkster, right?
It is a brand new head sculpt. First time we'll debut with the WCW version of Hulk Hogan.
It's really cool. You talk about fig photography all the time, and it's really cool to have both of those shirts. So if you want to pose him in the entranceway where he's first making his appearance, you've got that solid shirt. But if you want him tearing it open, you got that covered too. Let's take a quick Q&A moment.
Sure.
If you're watching live, join us and send those questions in, and we're going to address as many of them as we can get to. Here's the first question. This person wants to know, do I have to pay all at once, or is there a payment plan?
There are payment plan options. You can certainly pay all at once if you'd like, but there are payment plans available on the website. So check out MattelCreations.com for those details. And there's a FAQ there guide as well, and that should answer all of your questions about payments.
Okay, this person wants to know, why did you choose to do the Nitro stage before any other stage?
I think as a good, starting point for kind of like that next level price point item, Nitro was the way to go. Of course, we've seen a lot of the requests for, the various other stages and items, and I think they're going to be a little bit more. So, let's prove that we as a community want items of this magnitude, and then who knows what we can do after this.
Oh, I love this one. I love when we get some Q&A that I want to know the answer to, too. We're all seeing these LEDs. This person wants to know, do the lights have an always-on function, and how long does the power on the lights last?
They do have an always-on function. And, how about you throw us this question again when we have Mike Kadile at the end?
Okay, that's smart.
Right,
That's
all
smart.
right.
After this is funded, when does this get released? That's this person.
Yeah, approximately 1 year after the campaign ends is when you would expect this to be delivered to you. Obviously, we're well into development, not production, obviously. So we've ironed out a lot of the kinks already. So roughly a year from now, this will be showing up on your doorsteps. All right. So we're going to have time to answer more questions from the chat a little bit later. But I just wanted to remind everyone that Hulkamania early backer exclusive lasts until April 7th. If we can hit 5,000 backers by then, this awesome new figure is unlocked, and everyone who backs the campaign will get the Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan figure, including first time in the line big gold title. Also, you get that Nitro entrance stage, of course, and Rey Mysterio.
Guys, seeing the Nitro stage with this Rey Mysterio and the Hulk Hogan action figure is making me feel, well, it's making me feel very excited. It's making me feel very emotional.
Well, Sam Roberts, get ready to feel the bang!
No. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome WWE Hall of Famer, former WCW Heavyweight Champion, Diamond Dallas Page!
Yeah.
Woo!
Bang!
Yeah!
This is awesome. What's going on,
brother? How you
DDP?
doing,
How are
man?
you?
Unstoppable, bro. I gotta tell you, when I heard that my friends at Mattel were making the WCW Nitro Stage, the very one that I walked out thousands of times when WCW was the #1 wrestling company in the world, back when I was the original People's Champion.
Ooh.
I had to take a trip down to Mattel to see for myself up close and personal. And I gotta tell all you guys out there, man, every single person who sees this are guaranteed to feel the bang, because it's so real. I mean, it's amazing.
It's so cool. DDP, while you're here, as somebody who walked through the real Nitro curtain, can you tell us what memories come flooding back to you when you see this Ultimate Edition stage?
The very first one. First pops in my mind. Everybody knows when I would throw it up and do the bang, and all that pyro was insane. One time I tripped, and I started falling down the stairs. Bang, and I started falling down the steps, and I caught myself and said, "Oh, you idiot." Then I watched it back, and I went, that's how I'm going every time, because the pyro looked like it shot me. I've had adults, I've had little kids come up, bang, and do the shake and the hang. I'm like, that was me tripping down the stairs, or down the walk.
That's serendipity.
Yes.
Wow. So Dallas, we're so excited you could come to Mattel and see the Nitro stage in person. And even more excited to have you here as we announce our very first tier, available at 7,000 backers, the first time Ultimate Edition Diamond Dallas Page action figure. Bill, walk us through this figure.
Sure thing.
First of all, great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. Coming from the source, I appreciate it. So this figure as seen here will recreate your look in about 1997.
Yeah.
Early in Nitro during that year when you had the long black pants with the blue stripes along the top of the pants. It will also come with 2 alternate heads, the one seen here and another very positive head sculpt.
What are you talking about?
Along with extra set of hands, including the hands to make the trademark diamond cutter symbol, and the entrance vest with the blue on the inside.
Yeah,
let me just throw something in say before you go. This is like really the first one I've ever seen who really nails the diamond cutter sign, because so many of them are doing this or backwards or hard to hold up. But when I saw it, to tell you the guys the truth, when I saw this, I called Mattel right away. Like, I want one. This is beautiful.
That's the benefit of being an Ultimate Edition action figure. All that extra articulation, we can recreate every signature pose and every signature move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been collecting Diamond Dallas Page action figures for a long time, and the only other figures that could do that, it's basically all they could do. Right? You couldn't pull off any moves. You couldn't pull off a diamond cutter the right way with this thing. You can go as far as you want. It must be amazing to see this figure, too, at this stage of your career where it was finally all working.
It took me 6 years to be an overnight success. You know, the bottom line is when this all came together, wrestling was exploding, my career was exploding, and all of a sudden, now WWE, but it was WCW's product back then, I mean, we had just skyrocketed. We were living a dream on a whole different level. Can I tell you a story about something on the stage?
Please do.
So, the Big Show, back when he was the Giant. I raised him. I got him ready for Hulk for his first match. I was in that power plant all the time. So we were really close. We drove together. We had the same room. We got 2 beds. Never by ourselves. But we were super tight. And now he's leaving to come to the WWE. So I'm getting my big angle, and we're going to, it's Starrcade. I'm going to face the Big Show, or the Giant back then. Now, these letters, they look so authentic to me, and they're in pieces. So Big Show's going to choke slam me off that stage, down through the bottom stage. The letters were like 150 to 180 pounds. She just went woof. Woof, and I was like, oh my God, he's jacked up. So he grabs me and he's got me in a choke slam, right? And I said, gee, I haven't signed my contract yet. He's like, oh God. If you watch that big, he picks me up, he's so strong. He flattens me out and just started to go, good luck. I went down through the other stage and I was okay. But when I look at this, it's amazing. I know collectors who really are going to want this, and this is one of those things that'll go through the roof for what it would be worth. What you invested in this will quadruple easily.
I also love that you told that story because it's going to, I feel like, make more people back who want to reenact that moment, because that's what's possible now. You started your in-ring career later than most, and you've told those stories before. In a very short period of time, you had captured the hearts of the fans in WCW and then captured the WCW Heavyweight Championship. It was a journey that everyone watching could relate to, which is why you were the people's champ. What was it like for you during this time when more eyes were on WCW than anything else in the business?
It was so surreal to me. I got to tell you, can I tell you this little quick story about Dusty? Yeah. Dusty was my mentor, so was Jake. Without Dusty and Jake, there's no Diamond Dallas Page. In '94, I was complaining, venting to Dusty. He would let me go for a while. And eventually I said, I know I'm never going to be you, Dust. I know I'm never going to be Rick or Hulk. I said, I know I'm never going to be the world champion. He went, Dallas, enough. What did you just say? So now I feel kind of stupid, right? Because I said, well, Dusty, I know I'm never going to be you or Rick. He's, no, D, what did you say after that? I said, well, I know I'm never going to be the world champion. He said, then what the hell are you doing it for? Dallas, as hard as you work, as much as you do, was pushing to get to that spot. He goes, if you don't believe, you need to get the hell out of the business right now. And I felt like he reached through the phone and he just, came across my face hard. I can't tell you a thing he said because he kept going. But I can tell you exactly what I did. I grabbed a pad, a legal pad that was next to my phone, and I wrote on it, I will be the world champion in 5 years or less. It was 4 years, 4 months, and 14 days. And I tell this on, I do a lot of cameos on when people want to be inspired. 4 years, 4 months, and 14 days later, I actually step in the ring with Hulk and Rick and the franchise, the Stinger. Randy Savage is a guest referee, and he hands me that world title. Man, it was the most surreal moment, but it proved, like inside my Hall of Fame ring, it says work ethic equals dreams, exclamation point, DDP. But it took dust to like slap me and go, dude, you can be whoever you want to be. Just keep doing what you're doing. And this is remembrance of all of that. Like, oh, I've already got a place for this in my place.
I love it. And in honor of Dusty, here's what we got to do. We got to get to 5,000 so we can get the Hulk Hogan figure with the world title.
Yes.
Then take it up a notch so you get the DDP figure, take Hogan's world title, put it on DDP.
Hey, the bottom line is, like I said, there's collectors all over the world. Like this piece will be made once, one time, and this is a serious collector's piece. I mean, and the authenticity of it, I mean, like, I love the cables running through everything to the back, and, you know, I tripped over those many a time.
Well, DDP, this is a live stream, and I'm sure the people watching at home have some questions they'd love to ask. Would you mind taking questions from two of the
I'm
fans?
like Mickey Mouse with tattoos.
All right.
Here are some of the questions that we got coming in the live stream right now. DDP, who was the better tag team partner, Karl Malone or Jay Leno?
Oh, come on. I'm going to slap you right across the face. Karl Malone was one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen. Until LeBron, Karl Malone's the second leading scorer in the NBA, the entire NBA. So imagine, like, what that spot is, that LeBron just finally stepped in front of his number 3. He was one of the greatest athletes when we were training, because when we met, we just hit it off right away. And we ended up, I came up with the idea to do the Malone match, me and Malone against Rodman and Hogan, because I saw Dennis was coming in again. I thought, I want to go down. I want to call Karl up. So I called him up. I said, you got any problems with Rodman? And he said, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but in rookie camp, you're assigned someone to stay with. It's me and Dennis. He goes, I got no problem with Dennis. I always liked him. He goes, I don't know who the guy is wearing the dresses. I don't know if wearing the wedding dresses, but I had no problem with him. I said, what if we were going to, because I know you want to do this. It's a fantasy dream of yours. What if it was me and you against Rodman and Hogan? And I went down to Bish. Bish and I lived across the street from each other on the other side of the hill, completely by happenstance. Dusty Rhodes' wife sold us those homes, and she didn't really know that area at the time. So bottom line, I walked down there, I told him, he goes, let me think about it. And that was game 4 against LA. And Malone, he just took it to them, and they won 4 straight and wiped the Lakers out 4-0. So Bish called me and goes, make the deal. So we flew out there, got it, and it was really great. But Jay Leno was great too, as far as being a guy, he didn't have the athletic ability, but he's one of the greatest entertainers of all time. And that's where Jay really did step up and was really cool.
How about this one? What moment did you realize that you had broken through the glass ceiling in WCW?
Well, I got to put it on Scott and Kev, because that was my idea again too. But I told Kev, it's not my idea, it's your idea. You know, like, because it'll never get passed. And they love that, because they wanted people to work with. And Kevin and I, and me and Scott, we were super tight back when we were nobodies. You know, we all came up together differently. And when they came back to WCW, which changed the entire landscape forever. And if you've never watched the Monday Night Wars, you gotta watch, because it's all right there on Peacock, man. And when I hit Scott with that cutter, that roof exploded. You know, putting on the NWO shirt, I heard people go, no, not you. But I know what I'm gonna do. You know, we all know what we're gonna do. That was the moment I started to really feel it, but it took Mach. And Mach set that angle up. I didn't request to work with Randy Savage. He requested to work with me. I mean, first of all, what an honor. And then to have the feud of the year. The night before, my birthday's April 5th, which is tomorrow. But at the time, Spring Stampede was around that time too. So it was the day before my birthday, and we were in Florence, South Carolina. And Arn Anderson, every night the NWO leaves me late. You know, same thing was on TV, they saw in the house shows. And then I took a couple elbows. It was brutal. The bottom line is, Arn comes in and he says to Randy, so what do you want to do tonight? And Randy's tightened up his boots. I remember pulling him up and he went, think I want to take the diamond cutter. And went back to lacing his boots up, and Arn was like, whoa. And he was like, I hope you realize what this could be for your career. I'm like, yeah, kinda, you know, because there's no cameras there. So Mach wanted to test the waters. And when I hit that cutter, the roof exploded, and we both just laid there. And eventually I laid my arm over him, and 1, 2, 3, and the place erupted, and it was like God put a cone of silence over us. And I could hear Randy looking up at the lights going, well, guess we know what we're doing for Spring Stampede. And I'm thinking, because it never ever really happens like that. Like, that is such a huge thing. I can't explain to you, when we had that match, and when he put me over in the middle, I cannot explain how much it changed my life. Like, forever. It gave me the whole base for building DDP Yoga. Because I had all these fans that not just believed in me, but wanted to invest in what I was doing because of what I gave them. And probably 50% of all the people who do DDPY are wrestling fans, maybe a little more, but then there's other people who just saw some inspirational stories. But Randy, I mean, everyone looked and talked at me differently. And, oh, do you know how great you are? Blah, blah, blah. I never listened to that garbage because I always kept my feet on the ground. Mainly because I ran nightclubs at one time. Yeah. And all of a sudden I wasn't running that nightclub and I lost all those friends. You know? So I realized, just keep your feet on the ground, be a real guy. And I think the fans really felt that of my time, and that people care enough. This was 25 years ago, 26 years ago. And yet, I have sons coming up with their dads and going like 8 years old, man, I love you. And like, the dad takes them and shows them. That's what's great about Peacock and the whole WWE network, you know? It's amazing.
Then you can relive it right there in your living room or playroom or wherever you're going to set this up, your bedroom, your office. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Let's take one more question from the people for the people's champion. Busy Beer wants to know, how many action figures do you own?
Actually, probably, I'd say upwards of like 60.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they all of you?
No, but a lot of them are. But a lot of them are.
What do you collect? Do you collect like your ones of yourself and
My
your friends?
my buddies, all of them, you know, whether it's Jake or Scott and I get, you know, people who bring me, you guys are always putting out some new really cool, like, design and different clothing, different era, because Diamond Dallas Page had a lot of eras, you know, and it's always fun when they bring them up, you know, especially when I'm signing with them, because I tell everybody a story. If you get something signed from me, you're not here and gone. Like, we spend time, because I'm not there for the money. I'm there for the experience. And a lot of people come because they do my stuff, you know, and they want to thank me, and I want to thank them. So it kind of works out.
Well, man, we appreciate this experience. I'd like to thank Diamond Dallas Page for stopping by the live feed and definitely helping us feel
the bang! And I'm telling the collectors, don't be a chump and don't get on them. I mean, get on this. The staging's insane. Hey, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate it,
see
man.
you.
Thank you so much. Diamond Dallas Page, huh?
Great job, buddy. You guys all did a great job. Great job.
What a legend. Thanks again to Diamond Dallas Page. Steve, what's next for this awesome campaign?
Next is Tier 2, which unlocks at 9,000 backers. This figure is a legend we wanted to add to the Mattel line for years. It made huge waves in the community when we announced that this superstar was available for us to make figures. And it's also a first time for the Ultimate line. This action figure has your hookup, so holla if you hear me.
Yes.
It's time for Ultimate Edition Scott Steiner. Bill, walk us through Big Poppa Pump. Woo!
Yeah, buddy.
Extremely excited to finally be able to work on a Big Poppa Pump Scott Steiner. It's someone I've always wanted to work on since I started working on the line many, many years ago. And now it's finally happening. I'm finally designed my first Scott Steiner figure, and it's part of this Ultimate Crowdfund. And it's the figure you're seeing here based off of right when he changed over from like the previous version to the Big Poppa Pump version. And to capture that, there's a lot of new parts, a new very bulky torso. This is actually the prototype of the torso shown here. We're actually going to be working, modifying it a little bit as we work on the figure. And then another feature that I really like is he has brand new arms. First time ever to really capture his...
well, the peaks for his freaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no one has arms like Scott Steiner did back in 1990, 98 when he...
Or now.
Or now, yeah, I mean, he's still pretty big. So yeah, I mean, that's a whole new arm mold. And then in addition, the ultimate version of the figure will come with three heads in total with expressions, hands to do grips, and obviously the fist for the flexing, and the U.S. title belt.
Oh, I love it. Look at that, the pointing, the fists. Finally, we're getting a Mattel Scott Steiner. I am pumped for Big Poppa Pump. Who can forget when he first started his singles run, when he joined the NWO, when he eventually became the biggest star in WCW? One of my favorite memories of Scott Steiner is just watching him come to the ring and evolve into this character that had the chain mail dripping down. He had a tiger that he would walk to the ring with, and this figure is the beginning of all that. Just the evolution past the Steiner brothers and into Big Poppa Pump. So let's break it down so far. At 5,000 backers, I'm going to get the WCW Nitro Stage and the Ultimate Edition Rey Mysterio. You know, I've already ordered one. I'll probably get another one long before April 7th to make sure that we all get the early backer Hulk Hogan. Once we reach 7,000, we get the first time Ultimate Edition Diamond Dallas Page. And now, at 9,000 backers, we're going to get the first announced Mattel Big Poppa Pump. And it's an ultimate, guys. You've outdone yourselves. Unbelievable, Steve. Is this it? Are you done?
Well, we've got one more tier to announce. Tier 3 unlocks at 11,000 backers. We're calling this the Ultimate Tier, not just because it's another Ultimate Edition figure, but because it's the Ultimate Superstar, the one, the only, One Warrior Nation, the Ultimate Warrior from WCW. Yes. Bill, walk us through Warrior.
Sure. Ultimate Warrior works very well for this slot. We want to do something really sort of exciting and unexpected for if we can reach 11,000, which is a big number, we wanted to make sure that you got a big reward for it. So we're going to go with the Ultimate Warrior scene here. It includes the brand new sculpting for his hips to get that trademark belt buckle worn on the night he debuted on a Monday Nitro. That's awesome. And the new tall cowboy boots with the jeans tucked into it, which is a very popular look back in the day. And he will also, as seen on the sample on the stage, he will come with the amazing entrance jacket that came out with all the airbrushed art, and all the detail is included on that jacket. I have another sample of the jacket right here, showing the front and the back.
Wow.
I mean, this is just an amazing recreation. Even the full sleeve art.
Oh.
Everything. I mean, I was granted access to a lot of reference on this coat, and I took full advantage to make sure that the art matches exactly as possible.
That's amazing. And Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, but this Warrior look has only come out once before. It was a long time ago, and even that was like insanely limited.
Yeah, I believe it was like a 1 of 5, like a 5 of 5, yeah, where it's just extremely limited. Like the general public never had a chance to get their hands on this particular Warrior outfit. And now, if we reach 11,000 backers, every single backer that backs it will get this action figure.
All right. Well, let's sum up the tiers. The Nitro Stage and Rey Mysterio action figure at 5,000 backers. Tier 1 unlocks at 7,000 backers, Ultimate Edition Diamond Dallas Page. Tier 2 unlocks at 9,000 backers, Big Poppa Pump Scott Steiner. Tier 3 unlocks at 11,000 backers, and that is your Ultimate Edition Ultimate Warrior. And remember, Order before April 7th to help us reach 5,000 backers to unlock the early backer exclusive Hulk Hogan figure with big gold title.
Guys, I couldn't be more excited for this campaign. As soon as we're done with this live feed, I think I'm going to put in a pre-order for another one.
Well, we're excited too, but this isn't just a standalone campaign. We want fans and collectors to really celebrate WCW and the Monday Night War. We're giving people a chance to build out that world. After the superstars enter through the Nitro Stage, they need a ring to have a match.
Yeah, they do.
So coming soon, they can add the Ultimate Edition WCW Nitro ring with an Ultimate Edition Eric Bischoff action figure.
Oh my
Take a look at this figure and that ring. Bischoff also comes with 2 soft goods shirts, one for NWO and one for pre-NWO.
Yeah, he'll have a white T-shirt so that we could wear what he was wearing when WCW debuted, and then the NWO when he sort of turned to the dark side.
And late breaking news, this morning something showed up. Our first sample that Bill has here of the Nitro ring skirts.
These literally showed up in my mailbox this morning for evaluation. The Nitro ring apron skirts that will be available on this ring.
Was this the evaluation? How do you evaluate them? What do you think?
I look at them and they look like what they looked like when I watched back in the day. So, you know, they're looking good so far.
All right, thanks, Bill. We also know that fans love to build out eras. And now fans can build out the Monday Night War with the Elite Collection Monday Night War line available exclusively at Walmart. This line will have superstars from both the Attitude Era in WWE and the Nitro Era in WCW. And in addition to Elite Monday Night War figures, we're going to have Ultimate Monday Night War figures.
Whoa.
And since you joined us for the live stream, you guys will be the first to know that Wave 1 will consist of Bret Hitman Hart in his Hart Foundation gear and Rowdy Roddy Piper from his look from his WCW run.
Wow, that's breaking news that even I wasn't aware of. That is awesome. I can't wait to see these figures and to build out this world. I don't know how you guys keep doing it, but once again, you've outdone yourselves. I mean, I don't think you need to hear it from me, though. So now, let's go back into the live feed so the guys at Mattel can answer your questions. Folks, start throwing those questions out there, and we're going to get to as many as we can. Let's bring Mike back out here so that all questions can be answered. All the expert brains here at Mattel on one stage at one time for you. Incredible. All right, let's get to some of these questions. So going back to something we talked about earlier in the live stream, how long does the power on the lights last?
Well, you guys have 2 options for power. It does come with battery op. So, you know, if you do put it on your shelf and you can't get power to it, then it's running on, I believe, 4D batteries right now. So that it lasts a pretty dang long time. But there is also a USB port, USB-C, I believe, that you can do wall plug, and the option to keep it on pretty much indefinitely. You can run through cycles on it, too.
This could be your nightlight.
Hey, listen, if you're scared at night and you need those WCW wrestlers to keep you safe,
Yeah.
100%.
I'm going to convince my wife this is our new nightlight. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're getting a lot of questions about international shipping. We're doing our best to make product available globally, but the item still ships from the U.S. As such, we're including duties, taxes, international shipping in the SRP to ensure there's no hidden cost for fans later. So I hope that clarifies a little bit about what you're seeing with the pricing of the Nitro Stage.
That makes a lot of sense. Some of the people watching, they want to know, as do I, what figures are going to be in the Monday Night War line?
Oh my gosh. So we unveiled Wave 1 of the Monday Night War Elites at this past WrestleMania Superstar activation. And we've got Scott Hall from his Nitro debut. We've got The Undertaker with some throwback head sculpting there to an older figure execution. Stone Cold Steve Austin in an upgrade from his Defining Moments figure. Who am I forgetting, Bill?
You're forgetting that Steve Austin will include a beverage can for the first time, which
Absolutely.
was something we fought long and hard to get in the line, and it's finally happening in the Monday Night Wars line.
That's awesome.
You know who else we have? We have Hulk Hogan From the Nitro
Yes.
directly following the heel turn at Bash at the Beach, he's got a new head sculpt with a shorter mustache, and he's got a soft goods black tank top.
Before he was fully Hollywooded out.
Right, the
Yeah.
evolution of Hollywood. And what's really exciting to me, because I love Build-A-Figures, so the Monday Night War Elite line will come with Build-A-Figures, and the first Build-A-Figure will be Lex Luger from his Nitro debut.
Soft goods?
Of course, soft goods puffy shirt.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, this is a great question based on something that we just found out about. You said that it would be the on Ultimate Roddy Piper from his WCW look. Is that the icon Roddy Piper?
Yeah, he will have the icon soft good shirt to go under, and I think possibly another one as well. So.
Uh-oh.
We're getting clues. We're getting clues. Here's another one. Will the WCW ring, the Nitro ring, be the same scale as the new generation ring?
They will be the same scale. We do want to build out a consumer base who owns rings, same scale, because who knows what we can do in the future, whether it's accessory packs, steel cages, etc. So the more people that have rings now and we build that base, the more we can do in the future. So it is the same scale.
We may be, we may have addressed this earlier, but if it's popping up again, if you're just tuning in, after this is funded, when does the stage get released?
We got about a year to wait.
Okay.
We're deep into development, of course. We still have to do the tooling, and pull a lot of levers. But roughly 1 year after the campaign ends is when you can expect this in your mailboxes.
Well, this is, I mean, unbelievable. I don't know how many words I can put that in. I hope everybody realizes that the more of us contribute to this thing, the higher and higher the value is going to get. If we can get this up to 11,000 backers, you're talking about a complete collection of WCW Ultimate figures to go with this Nitro stage. I can't wait until we fund this thing, until it's fully backed. It comes in our mailbox. We can build this like roadies.
Yeah, why
we were
not,
saying
right?
earlier. It's
Yeah.
going to be absolutely amazing. That's it for us. It's on you now to get the job done. I want to thank Steve. I want to thank Bill. I want to thank Mike from Mattel. I want to thank Diamond Dallas Page for stopping by. And most of all, I want to thank all of you watching the live feed. Remember, it's 5,000 backers for the stage and Rey Mysterio, 7,000 for DDP, 9,000 for Big Poppa, Pump Scott Steiner, and 11,000 backers for Ultimate Warrior. It's essential that you back this right now, because now through April 7th, you're going to get the early backer exclusive Hulk Hogan action figure.
With big gold.
With the new big gold, the authentic to the time big gold, 2 shirts. Guys, I don't know how to make this more clear. Let's fully fund this campaign and make the Nitro stage we've always wanted a reality.
Woo!